Gandhi and Jinnah Return Home. Imagine Mahatma Gandhi and Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah meeting again after 75 years. To do what? To reflect on the mess India and Pakistan have become. Gandhi's non-violence, tolerance for minorities and his humanism degenerating into the populist fascism, and Hindutva arrogance of his RSS killers now ruling India in the form of Modi's BJP. And Jinnah, smartly dressed in his Savile Row suits, confronted with the bloodthirsty Muslim sectarians, masquerading as Shia, Sunni and soldiers of Islam running the killing fields against the enemies of Islam and Prophet, making it impossible for even Shias and Ahmadis to pray in mosques in Jinnah's Pakistan, where Hindus, Sikhs and Christians were supposed to be free to go to their temples, gurdwaras and churches. Where such a meeting could have taken place? Certainly not in the mentally regressed Delhi or Islamabad. London and New York could have been the places of their reincarnation. Thanks to the fertile imagination of Pakistani origin, Professor Akbar Ahmad, and Indian origin, Manjula Kumar, these two great characters of 20th century, Gandhi and Jinnah, heroes to almost 2 billion Indians and Pakistanis, re-emerged on the stage of Greenberg Theatre, American University, in downtown Washington, D.C. in the evening of Friday, 1st December 2023. And were being avidly watched by a visibly intelligent and sophisticated audience of Americans of South Asian descent, Indians and Pakistanis, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, and perhaps few non-believers. When the drama begins, adding insult to the injury, Gandhi and Jinnah were greeted on the set by an arrogant, pompous Winston Churchill, who these days, after Oct 7, has emerged more a hero of the Zionists than English.
Oh, I think I know these two gentlemen. These two men destroyed our British Raj.
Churchill, with his legendary pipe in his hand, first lectured Gandhi on his dress manners and Jinnah on his obstinacy, before blaming them for the destruction of the Raj, jewel in the crown of British Empire.
Look how smart I am. That Jinnah. And for that Gandhi, I am morally superior to you. Huh. Charlatans. One prim, proper, and obstinate. The other cunning, conniving, and a religious fanatic.
Winston, please! Sometimes you do exaggerate.
Churchill boasted of giving Indians the finest civil service of the British Empire, the Indian Civil Service.
In fact, we gave you the finest civil service in the British Empire, the Indian Civil Service.
To which obstinate Jinnah, in his usual style, retorted that Indian civil service was neither Indian nor civil, and was not even a service.
The Indian Civil Service was neither civil nor Indian. Not much of a service.
To Churchill's lectures of English civilization and manners of dress, duty-clad, half-naked Gandhi reminds him of the butchery of Europeans slaughtering more than 100 million in the world wars.
In what you call your civilization, your European world wars led to over 100 million people being dead.
As things moved on the stage, Gandhi appeals Jinnah and builds his case against division of British India. He talks of the tolerance and humanity of Hindu majority, and Jinnah argues why he was compelled to demand an independent Pakistan.
My argument was simple and logical. If a minority cannot be guaranteed safety and security, it must then be given the means, the choice to live independently.
No, Mr. Jinnah. Division of India was not the answer. There was too much of bloodshed, too many tears.
Mr. Gandhi, if you could not live under the British as second-class citizens, how do you expect Muslims to live as second-class citizens under the majority Hindus?
Much of that simplistic narrative has lost its relevance after the revisionist historians like Aisha Jalal, in her Sole Spokesman, have convincingly built the case that Jinnah was, till the last moment, using the threat of Pakistan to extract more concessions from an equally obstinate Nehru. And Stanley Wolpert's majestic work lets us understand that perhaps federalist politics of Jinnah and Muslim League was a threat to Nehru's vision of India as a great power with a strong centre in Edwin Lutyen's New Delhi. After all, as early as 1928, Nehru was writing in Letters to Indira that in the coming world there will be only 4 major powers: America, Russia, China, and India. But the earthly meeting of Gandhi and Jinnah was scripted by the indefatigable Akbar Ahmad, whose love and affection for Jinnah knows no limits. To Professor Akbar's credit, his Jinnah, elegantly reenacted by handsome Farhan Baba, tells his audience that he stood against the division of Punjab and Bengal. Few to this day realise that actual tragedy was not the division of British India that was, after all, an imperial construct of merely 100+ years. But the tragedy was the heartless destruction of Punjab and Bengal, nations that had grown organically through hundreds of years of cultural bonhomie and conflict. And that if Punjab and Bengal were not cut like pieces of an English cake, in a British tea party, much of the bloodshed that traumatised generations of Indians and Pakistanis would have never happened. Manjula Kumar has remained affiliated with Smithsonian Institute as Programme Manager for Educational and Cultural Products and Services. Her theatre team that partnered with Professor Akbar did an amazing job in handling this difficult theme. Shri Mirajkar, who played the difficult role of Duty-clad Gandhi, and Farhan Baba, originally from Vihare, South Punjab, who acted as the immaculately dressed Jinnah, both did an amazing job despite resource constraints. Theatre has become more challenging in an age of art cinema, where the likes of Stanley Kubrick can give life to human contradictions in the form of Eyes Wide Shut. Yet, Manjula Kumar's assembled team did a wonderful job in giving effect to Professor Akbar's script. Powerful were the moments where you hear poetic themes of Muslims and Hindus echoing in musical expressions on the stage, though why voices of peace were mostly female is an interesting question.
ईश्वरे अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान
आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी
ईश्वरे अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान.
RSS finds its arrogant voice declaring the rise of India, with claims that India proves that East can triumph over the West, and that we have to create a Hindu India, purified of the Muslim invaders.
Part of who we are. We have proven that the East can triumph over the West. Now, India has risen. Today, India is shining. Now there is the India movement.
Narrow-minded bigots like you, Mr. Kapoor, who are destroying the vision of Gandhi Ji. Yes.
Well, we have to clean up our land. After all, this is the land of our new India, our Hindu India. We must recreate the purity of our society to the time before the Muslims invaded India.
That is not a true.
Reminded of Iqbal's Sarai Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara, RSS proponent, shown as a leader of the ruling party, argues in disbelief, in a reflection of present times, that such lines cannot come from a Muslim.
हम बुलबुलें हैं इसकी, ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा. Our land, the most beautiful land in the entire world.
सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. There is so much of love for India in this song. This is my favorite national song. But it could never be written by a Muslim.
Mr. Kapoor, it was none other than Allama Iqbal, a Muslim who wrote it.
Criticism is part of experiencing art forms, and one wonders why Gandhi is shown grovelling in pain on the horrors of his Gujarat, an obvious reference to killings and pogroms of Muslims in 2002, when Narendra Modi was blamed as first-time chief minister.
And it is painful. What is happening in Gujarat nowadays? What is happening?
Why Jinnah had no similar reflections on the tragedy of what West Pakistanis did to Bengalis in the former East Pakistan, or more broadly speaking, to what Pakistanis have been doing to each other through subversion of democracy, constitutionalism, human rights, and by turning a democratically achieved Pakistan into a land synonymous with martial laws. Gandhi, sitting on floor in front of a seated Jinnah, was historically accurate, but troubling to look at in the first quarter of 21st century Washington. And Gandhi and Jinnah, fearing nuclear holocaust in subcontinent, also echoed a beaten and tired theme from the end of 20th century, when momentarily scales looked equally balanced between India and Pakistan.
Powers. It is unthinkable. It is frightening. A nuclear holocaust would mean millions and millions of people will die. Complete annihilation, complete destruction.
Things on the ground have moved in a different direction, with most Pakistanis increasingly fearing an internal implosion, rather a nuclear Armageddon with India. There were some awkward moments. When Gandhi talks of his love and inspiration from the ancient Hindu scriptures of Rig Veda, he questions Jinnah of his inspiration. Jinnah, with some hesitation, talks of Quran and then Prophet, and then Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi. And he definitely sounded a bit unconvincing.
The Holy Quran is an inspiration. It clearly teaches the tenets of mercy and justice. And I'm also inspired by the Holy Prophet of Islam.
So who is your ultimate hero?
So many to choose from, but of course the Holy Prophet.
No, I mean historical, not religious.
Then I would say Sultan Salahuddin, no doubt. He was a compassionate ruler. After he retook Jerusalem back from the Crusaders, he was not only kind to the Christian prisoners, but also welcomed the Jewish community back to the city.
My ultimate hero would have to be Emperor Ashoka.
Not clear if Akbar Ahmad scripted them so, or the disbelief of audience finding expression in the form of suppressed laughter brought it out. But it was unmistakably there. However, notwithstanding many unanswered questions and a bit of Pakistani slant, Gandhi and Jinnah Return Home was an excellent initiative of Professor Akbar Ahmad, Manjula Kumar and their teams, as summed up by Manjula towards the end, as a message of peace on earth.
Thank you so much for sharing our message of peace on earth, peace in the world. I'd like to first express my thanks to Dr. Akbar Ahmad. Thank you for being here. This powerful script. 3 years ago, then COVID came, and then other things came, and today is the most appropriate time to do this and to share this with us. Thank you so much, not only through his writings, but through his life, a true messenger of peace, a czar of interfaith and humanity. Thank you so much.